Let's go to Parliament now, because the much anticipated response of Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to a question on how much President Akufo-Addo's latest foreign trip costs government did not come off in Parliament today. NDC MP Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, who asked the question, is addressing the issue at a briefing in Parliament House today.
Who is asking Parliament to give him more time, and that is why the table office delisted the question. We in the minority believe that the Honorable Minister responsible for Finance has had ample notice. He has had more than 2 weeks to prepare for this question. The Honorable Minister for Finance cannot also say that he was not available today. As you do know, he was in Parliament today responding to other questions. So it cannot be about clashes with his schedules or he being incapacitated. He was in this House to respond to other questions. He could have also responded to this. Now, we do not know exactly when the question will be scheduled. But what we know for certain is that our resolve to pursue this matter is unwavering. We will continue with dogged determination in the interest of accountability, in the interest of good governance, in the interest of protecting the public purse and protecting scarce national resources in this difficult time of austerity, in the midst of a pandemic which has had debilitating consequences on the economy and on the general well-being of Ghanaians. We will continue to pursue this matter. So we believe that today is a sad day for accountability and for good governance. The Honorable Minister responsible for Finance should have availed himself. If the Defense Ministry within the same period could respond even a day earlier, he had an extra day. It's been more than 2 weeks. We cannot fathom. This is expenditure that has happened already. You have already paid for the private jet. The charter has been paid for. The per diems has been paid for. All the landing rights, the hotel bills, and all the incidental costs, those who traveled commercial, and all of those incidentals have already been paid for. And the whole Finance Ministry is telling Parliament that having had notice since the 1st of June, today is the 17th of June, we are being told that they need more time. We will hold ourselves in readiness, and we are hoping that in the business statement that will be presented to the House tomorrow, probably it will be listed for next week, sometime next week. We cannot tell for now because my enquiries could not provide any definite response. We are told that the Finance Minister is only asking for more time. But as to how much time he needs, Parliament does not know at this point. And we will only continue to ask the questions and do our work as an oversight body. We are doing this work because it is our constitutional mandate and because the people of this country expect of us to carry out our oversight fearlessly and diligently. And so we will continue to carry out that mandate. Yeah.
What extent is the interest that you are seeking to give
Yeah.
by the president?
So yesterday we established that the presidential jet, the Falcon 900 EXE, is in pristine condition, is in great condition, and it was available for the president to use to France. It could have flown directly to France. So we have established that. Now we want to establish the cost. We know some of the cost as we have put out, which is cost derived from our communication with Acropolis Aviation on the charter. But there are so many other incidentals. Landing costs, the layovers, the ferry periods that we did not capture, per diems, the new revelation that even beyond this charter, there were others who flew commercial, and all of that. So all those related incidentals is what we need. Remember that fundamentally we are making the point that the president did not exercise prudence, financial prudence, in his travel arrangements. And germane to that point is the cost. Parliament deserves to know. Remember that in approving the 2020 budget, we had raised concerns earlier about the 2019 cost of presidential travels, you recall. And we asked for details, and it emerged that between January and September of 2019, the president had spent about 62.5 million cedis on presidential travels. At the time, we cautioned, and we said that that must not happen again. And that's why we have been monitoring. But it appears that the president is even incurring more cost because the nature of private jets, the ACJ 320 Neo, which he leased this time, he has never leased this level of sophistication. This is the pinnacle of luxury, as you have all researched and found out. It's called the penthouse in the skies. Yesterday we were told by the defense minister the additional, luxurious advantages of that particular ACJ 320 Neo. So this is about financial accountability. This is about financial prudence. This is about national priorities. This is about protecting the public purse, which the president himself pledged that he will do. So it's curious. It's very curious that on a matter like this, remember since we raised it, since my first publication, government has just stayed away. You in the media have complained about how difficult it has been for you to get a response from government. Now we've brought them to the more appropriate forum where they are constitutionally bound to be accountable. And there's all of these delay tactics. It must strike you as very strange because really, what do they have to hide? If you don't have anything to hide, if you have acted above board, if you are not trying to buy time, for whatever reason, I don't want to be accused of being, if you like, putting the cart before the horse or engaging in prejudicial commentary. But clearly, this is worrying. This is worrying. And it appears that it's as though something is happening behind the scenes, and they need time to complete whatever they are doing. You don't get a good sense. This, as I keep saying, is a sad day for accountability and for good governance.
That was ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee in Parliament, Okudzeto Ablakwa, talking about the presidential travels, the controversies that has ensued.